Stroopwafels. I have a friend who loves Stroopwafels, and so I told him I'd make him some. So I'm going to go ahead and start making them. If you want, come along. Okay guys, all the ingredients you need to make Stroopwafels. You need 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of melted butter, 1/4 cup of milk, 4½ teaspoons of active dry yeast, 1 egg, and 2 cups of flour. That is for the cookie part of it. Then for the caramel molasses sauce in the center, you will need 1½ cups of molasses, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of melted butter, and 1½, I use heaping teaspoons of cinnamon. Then you'll need some kind of a waffle maker. This is a Panini, I think it's called a Panini maker. You'll need a mixing bowl. You'll need a plate, your utensils. I use these little cookie cutters. I don't know which one I'm going to use, the 3½ or the 3¼ yet, but this is these are the ones I order, and I get them from Amazon. Then you're going to need some kind of a cutter. And you're going to need parchment paper. However, I had these patty papers. I've had them forever, so I thought I'd just use these up. And so that's everything that you're going to need to start making Stroopwafels. Okay, actually, I took this mixing bowl out because I don't know why. I forgot I had my KitchenAid, and I can throw everything in it. So, I'm just going to start. 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of melted butter. Oh, we could have heated this up a little more. I am going to heat up this milk just a little bit. And I'm going to throw in the egg. And I'm going to throw in the flour. And let's throw in 1/4 cup of milk. And 4½ teaspoons of active dry yeast. I'm going to mix this all up. Start off slow. So far it doesn't look like anything's sticking to the bottom, which is good. Okay, I think that might actually be good. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's perfect. And so this is the cookie part of the Stroopwafel. You'll also need a pot. I forgot about that. You're going to need a pot. I'm going to plug this Stroopwafel in so that can get heated up. I'm just going to move this out of the way for now. There's the mixture right there, guys. You see that? So I will roll those into little balls, and I'm going to put them on this plate for now. Probably balls like, you know, maybe a 1.5 inch ball. I wonder if these should have just a little more. I'm just going to leave them the way they are. That one's a little too big maybe. And we'll see how these ones cook down. So each one of these balls gives you one cookie. You're going to cut this cookie in half. These are actually quite soft, but they still should work. Not too much in that one. I might have to get another plate too to put the finished ones on. Don't forget to wash your hands. I did wash my hands. We'll see how many we get out of this batch. These are actually quite soft. You know what? I have to put all this back in. Darn it. Because I have to let these sit for 45 minutes. So forget everything that I just did. And just mix them back up. There we go. Mix it all into a nice ball. Just like that. And then I'm just going to cover that. And I'm going to let that sit for 45 minutes. And I'm going to let it sit in the oven. So while that's sitting, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw together the middle part of the cookie here. And I'm going to throw it all. This is 1.5 cups of molasses. Now you can, because I've done it before, you can substitute maple syrup. I only had 1 cup of molasses last time I made these, so I substitute it. And I used 1 cup of molasses to 1/2 cup of maple syrup. And it worked out fine. Gotta love molasses, eh? Remember those Halloween cookies? They tasted like molasses. Not a lot of people like them. I loved them. And I think you can still buy them. I'm going to heat this butter up this time. And then this is 1 cup of brown sugar. And this is 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now I used heaping teaspoons just because I love cinnamon. Well, I'm going to heat this up just a little bit more. Alright, there we go. And there's the butter. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bring you over to the stove. So I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to put it kind of in between medium and high. I'm going to heat this up. And I'm going to bring it to a boil. I'm going to let it boil just for a couple minutes. And then I'm going to set it aside. I don't want it to get, I don't want to burn it. See if I can get. Another spoon. Let's get a little one. You can hear my panini maker. It's pretty hot. Let's see what the inside. Oh yeah, I think you can see the steam coming off from this. It's the oils that are left on it from the last time. So I'll just let that burn off. So another thing I didn't show you guys is I also use avocado oil. And I spray the panini maker with it. I think it's called Panini Maker. I'll look it up. They're not cheap, I can tell you that. I think I bought my Panini Maker on Amazon.com for like $149, and then because I'm Canadian I had to pay the US fees, then I had to pay shipping. That Panini Maker cost me well over $200. I think it was like $250. It was a ridiculous price, but it works. I love it. And that's all that matters. So I also use avocado oil, and I don't think I'm going to need to spray it. I need to actually clean it first. I'm gonna unplug that for a bit. Once this gets thick enough, then I'm gonna take it off the stove, like I said, and I'm just gonna let it sit. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit too. So basically, I'm cooking this on high until it boils, and then I'm going to reduce the heat to a low medium heat, and I'm going to cook it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat. And I'll put a lid on it, and I'll just leave it until I'm ready to put it in between the cookie. I don't know if you can see this, see how it's starting to boil. Do you see that? How it's starting to boil? So now I'm just gonna wait for it to come to a full boil, which I think it is now, because even though I'm stirring it, it is still bubbling. So now I'm gonna turn it down to low, and I'm just gonna cook this for 5 minutes. And I'm gonna stir it constantly. Do not stop stirring it. You'll burn it. I'm gonna take it off the burner a little bit here. I do not want to burn this because I'm used up the last of my molasses. If I burn this, it'll screw it up. I could make a caramel sauce instead, but I love molasses. Yeah, I'll turn that right down. These little things are the handiest little spatulas. I got like a miniature egg beater, little spoon, like different little ones, and I just love them all. And I got them at the bulk barn. So if you guys have a bulk store anywhere, check and see if they have them. They are the handy. I use this one especially. I use for everything. I just don't want to burn it. So I'm going to take that off right now. It hasn't been 5 minutes, but you know, it's hard to say. I just don't want to burn it. And you can almost smell like it's burnt, but I'm just going to take it off right now. I'm going to let that thicken up a little bit. And if I have to thicken it up later, then I will. Okay guys, this is hot enough. And I'm just going to start, it's been 45 minutes. I'm just going to start taking, I ended up putting this Panini maker on some parchment paper because I remembered when I go to spray this with avocado oil, it's messy. So let's just spray that right now. Oops, did I move the camera? Sorry guys. Always shake your avocado spray. I don't know if I need it, but. And then I'm just going to place these in the center, just like that, roll them up into balls, place them in the center, push down, and I'm just going to lock this here, and I'm going to leave that for a minute. Then I'm going to make the next two. I've already, and I went with the 3.5, I believe, yeah, the 3.5 cookie cutter. This seems more to be the same size as a Stroopwafel. So I got my next two. Actually, maybe I'll just form a few of these. These things do expand in here. This one's just a little too big. Knock some off. They just about... Why is this so blurry? Can you see that? There you go. So once I can start to smell them like that, I'm going to lift them out and test them. Oh, I think I ruined those ones. Oh no! I think they really needed to be oiled more. Oh, darn it. And they did. So let's see about getting these off. Because these things should just scoot right off like this. I guess they need... Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and spray some avocado on here. I'm going to spray it really well. And I put parchment paper underneath it because it does leak out the sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to make up some balls. I can't remember how long this takes, but it doesn't take long. You just do it until they brown up. Shouldn't be very long at all. No, I could go for just a little bit more. And we'll go ahead and check those. They do not take long. Oh, what is going on? Why these are doing this, I have no idea. I didn't do anything that was different. Ouch. Burn! Okay. I've attempted this a couple times now, and for some reason it doesn't want to work, but I figured maybe I needed more flour. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to attempt it again. I don't know if I should add more oil. I don't think I need more oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. I need them to stick together, and for some reason they're separating. Let's see what happens. Yay! I think it was just the flour, so I'm going to leave them on just a little bit longer because they have to brown up just a little bit more. They're working. So I think it was the flour, guys. Add a half a cup of flour more. So instead of 2 cups of flour, do 2.5 cups. Hi. Yeah. So what I do is then I put them on this tray and I use a cookie cutter. Scrape around them just like that. You can keep the leftover if you want. I don't. So then you have your waffle. I take this and I very carefully split the waffle in half. This takes some time. Usually I lay it on a surface and I do it. So there we go. We've got the 2 halves and we're just going to let those cool. And then I'm going to do the next one. And that's your waffle. Now I'm going to spray again. And we're going to add a couple more in here. And we're going to close them up. Once these are all done, I think there's 16. Once they're all done, we're going to go ahead and fill them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 16. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if you can actually. See how well they got a little bit more in here to go. I'll just lock them in a little bit more. Let's see if I can angle this a little bit better for you. Let's see, can I get that in? Okay. See how that does. Nope, not quite. I'm going to push it down a little bit more. No, a little bit more. Okay, these ones are good. 1, 2, and so I'll spray again. That's going to be hot. And we'll put 2 more in there. We'll put 2 big ones in there. And there we go. Cut these ones out. If you got kids, they'll love these scraps. And a trick too, they might come apart easier when they're a little bit cooler. So maybe I'll start with this one. Ooh, these are hot. Let's see if I can put it somewhere flat. Okay, there's one. Yeah, they come apart a little better when they're cooler. Well, maybe not. I can't remember how I did this before, but I had a way to do this that... I wrecked that one, but that's okay. We can still use it. Let's see what we got. Oh, these are done. That one on the bottom. So once all of these are cut, I'll bring you back when I go to fill them. So guys, do them when they're hot. Splice them when they're hot. It's easier. I don't know what I was talking about. Done. And lay them on a flat surface, like the countertop. Lay them on the countertop. A little bit more on these ones. Let me see if I can show you how I cut these. So here's one that hasn't been cut. I lay it flat on a table. And I do it when it's hot, guys. It is better. I couldn't remember, and it wasn't coming apart easily earlier, but it takes a bit of getting used to once you got it. You know, and everything kind of came back to me. This is the last one. Like a little avocado oil in your cup of tea. Let's see. You could eat them just like that. You wouldn't even need any sweetener in between them. But. So I can unplug that, let that cool. You could use any waffle maker, guys. If you don't have a Panini waffle, I don't know what you call it. I think it's just Panini maker. If you don't have one, you can use a regular waffle maker. I am just, I don't know. These harden up quite fast. So make sure that they're hot when you cut them, because they harden fast. So there we go. Let's kind of separate some of these. Okay. So let's put them together. Let's fill them and put them together. Okay guys, so here we are. I'm going to start filling these. I've got these patty papers. I don't know. They're called patty. Can you see that? Patty paper. These are very old, but I'm sure you can still buy them. My grandmother used to make these famous suckers, and so she taught me how to make them, and that's why I have them. So here is the mixture, and see how it's now, let's see if you can see that. See how it's hardened? That's what we want. And we're gonna spread that onto these cookies. Not a lot, not, you know, just, I hope I don't make a mess. Just enough. Just like that. Then we're going to put the lid on it, or the top, not the lid. Push that down a bit. And then I'm just going to move these off the plate because I'm going to need the plate. And I'm just going to store them like that. So the next one, see if I can get, I don't want to do too much. This might actually be too much on these, but you don't want them to start squeezing out. But these actually I think are good, just like that. And this is all that we do, guys. We just keep filling these up. Let's see if we can push that in some. There we go. And we want that to kind of maneuver over that way a little bit, so there we go. These papers just help them from sticking together. They prevent them from sticking together. Some people like a lot in the center. Some people like very little. I just like it to spread out to the sides. Do you see what that looks like? I don't know if you can, hopefully that'll focus for you in a minute. There we go. See that? That's how I like them. I hope that whole video, I hope it wasn't running like that, out of focus. And then I will not throw this molasses mixture out because there's probably still going to be a lot left. I'll store it in the fridge because molasses, as you already probably know, does not go bad. You get a little bit out the side, big deal. I think I just broke a little piece of this one off, but it'll stick back together once I get that on. There we go. Yeah, and it did. I'm going to put a new piece of paper on here. These are good to make for gifts too. Because there's a lot of people that like Stroopwafels. And they're expensive. I ordered them on Amazon and I paid like $20 for 10. But I did go to the superstore and I found them very cheap. I found them for $3 for 8. So I don't know. But I'll be back once I'm done filling all of these. So there you go, guys. There is 16 Stroopwafels. I've layered them just in 2s until they harden up. And I'll probably put them in the fridge like this because if I layer them too high then their insides are still soft, they'll all start running out and sloping and everything else. So I just do it in 2s and then I will harden them up, and sometimes I'll wrap them up and freeze them. Other times I'll just put them in the fridge. Most of the time they get eaten before they even get there. So this is what you do. You make yourself your cup of tea and you put your Stroopwafel on the top. And then you'll wait a few minutes and then you'll flip it over. And it just helps to soften the caramel or the molasses, whatever you have inside, just helps to soften it up. And that's how you eat a stroopwafel. Oh. These are so good. If you don't like molasses, you can make a caramel sauce. You can actually... these are so good. You can actually go to the bulk barn if you have a bulk store in your neighborhood, and you can actually buy different types of fillings, caramel fillings or whatever, and you can actually put them in it too if you like. I just like the old-fashioned Dutch stroopwafels with the molasses. I love molasses. So that's just me, but they are amazing, guys. Take care.